Hi, thanks for tuning in tonight. Tonight I'm going to share with you a fun card using the Celebration 2025 product. And this is what the Celebration catalog looks like. If you do not have one and you don't already have a demonstrator, be sure to reach out to me and I'll make sure to get one in the mail to you, or you can view them on my blog, which I will share at the end. So this is the Celebration catalog. It's good from January the 7th through February the 28th, 2025. And here there's different products that you can earn free based on your order. So with the $120 net order, you can get this bundle. This one's a little more, the price minimum is 120 versus 60, just because it's a larger product you're getting. You're getting both the stamp set and the dies. So let me show you what that looks like. We're also going to be using the DSP and some sequins on here. So the sequins are the purple adhesive back sequins on page 10 of the Celebration catalog, and these are really versatile. Here's a close-up picture of them. And the colors on this are Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, and then white. And then we're using the Bloom Impressions DSP on this card. So we're using 3 Celebration products. Now both the adhesive sequins and the DSP are free with a $60 net order. So these are so versatile, and the sequins go so well with this paper. I think you'll find you'll get a lot of use out of them. And then we also have the current mini catalog, which is January through April, but I think if you look at the back, it says it goes through May the 5th. So if you ever have any doubt, look at the back of these. Okay, well, let's get started. This is a card we're going to make that we're making in class. So if you're local in the Rockford area, you're always welcome to come to my in-person classes. And we're going to start out with a Melon Mambo card base, which is a very cheerful color for this time of year. We're in mid-January and it's cold out there. So we need something to kind of make us feel a little more perky and happy. So this is just a card base cut in half. And then I like to do any assembling that I can, and then when I get to a stopping point, I just stamp everything at the same time. Let me see what I got. Over here. This is the bundle, the heart shape, and I really love some of the sentiments here, no pun intended. My heart loves your heart, and then a thank you, which is always a nice thing to have on hand. My thoughts of you are all heart-shaped, just because I care, and then like a little trio of flowers, some vinery, greenery, and then a heart-shaped vine, and then hello. So lots of versatility. And then some coordinating dies, like this coordinates with the 3 flowers. Then you've got the vines, and this is great for a greeting down at the bottom. So this is what you get if you choose this as your free option during Celebration. I'm also going to be using the stylish shaped dies. This is I think one of the most basic dies we offer. There's 15 dies all together. So I wonder if okay. So you've got the pennants, and they're nested in size, so it makes it very easy for layering. You've got the circles and you've got the squares. And then you can see with the detail on here, they got the little stitching, so it makes it interesting for the detail on the card. Okay, let's put this aside and get back to the card. Let's insert this. All right. Now, some people like to use the Tombow multi-purpose green glue for adhesive. I like using Seal. The benefit of using the green glue is, let me get this cat hair out of here, my bad. Okay, is that it makes it easier to move your cardstock and paper around. This is a little more difficult to move, but it really adheres nicely. So I don't just push the whole thing down. I try to get 2 corners where it looks like it's centered pretty much where I want to put it. And then I press down. Now the DSP, this is the Blooming, let's see if I make sure I say this right, Bloom Impressions Celebration paper. And you can see one side versus the other. I always love our designer series paper. I mean, lots of options, and I love how the papers, the DSP designer series paper, coordinates with our cardstock. Now I'm going to have this, you can see with the flowers, the way this lines up, it looks like it's going to have to be a vertical card. So again, center it. There we go. And this is the Stylish Shapes, and you can see the little stitched edging. And I'm just going to turn the rectangle sideways and make it a diamond. Getting close to the end. And I'm going to put everything, I'm not going to pop anything up yet with dimensionals. So just kind of center that. This is Shy Shamrock, this green. It's one of the new in colors this year. All those colors get pulled out of the designer series paper. It's really pretty how it coordinates. So now I think we're about ready to stamp some things. This is Shy Shamrock ink. And we're just going to use that a couple places on the card. I'm going to put it a thank you. Remember that little die cut that comes with the set? And I'm going to put it on a contrasting piece of paper just so it's easier to see. When you have white on white, it's kind of hard to... There you go. Isn't that the greatest size for layering? Now I want to just put this on the corner of my envelope. Now I can put the Shy Shamrock away. And next we're going to use Petunia Pop, another in color, kind of a purpley pink. And all of these tie in with the colors in the designer series paper. So I'm just going to put that down here on the envelope. I always think the envelope should be a teaser to the card. And why not do the flap? Oops, looks like I did this upside down, but we'll pretend that did not happen. It goes through the mail just as well. And I think we got everything there we wanted. So let's go to the die cut circle from Stylish Shapes. And this heart goes beautifully on here. There you go. And then let's see what else we have. I think that is it for the stamping for now. Oh, yep, I knew I had one more. We want to put, I always like to put some type of stamping or DSP, something on the inside of the card that kind of ties it in all together. So we're going to put those little flowers on the inside. And then I'm going to use the Stampin' Chamois to clean all my stamps since I'm done stamping now. These are just like a giant sponge. You just keep it inside a stamp case. You just rinse it out under the sink and kind of wring it out. And it's just a great way to clean your stamps. It's going to get stained from use, but it still works just as well. When you're using photopolymer, the ink will stain it, but it doesn't affect its performance, or it still does its job. And then you can just see, and that's good to go for the next time. And sometimes, like if I want to get some ink off the block, I can just rub the chamois. And so, you know, every week or two, I'll just run this under the sink, the chamois, and wring it out, and it's good to go. All right, so we can get the stamps out of the way. Now we can assemble the rest of the card. This is for the card insert. Even though Melon Mambo is a light enough card that you could write a message in there and it still would show up in black or blue ink, I always think it's nice to put a little insert that kind of dresses up the card a little bit. So this is just basic white. So it just kind of kicks the card up a notch. Okay. And then we're just going to put the circle on here. I love all the die cuts. When I first started with stamping over 30 years ago, we didn't have die cuts, so we've come a long way, but it's really a great, easy way to dress up a card. Now next we're going to use the mini dimensionals. I'll show you the difference. Okay, so here's a mini dimensional, mini, M-I-N-I, versus a standard dimensional, so you can see the difference in sizes. The reason these are colored with highlighter is just easier to see that you've taken the back off. I mean, it's a minor thing to do, but it does make life a little bit easier. I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on here so it's not rocking and rolling like a teeter-totter back and forth. So now I can see where I've taken the backing off. go. And we're just gonna pop this up, maybe the little bottom part, but that's so pretty there. Now we're gonna take a flower that was die cut in Melon Mambo, and we're just gonna use a mini dimensional again, because that will help pop that up. I didn't pop anything else up on the card except for the greeting and this little flower. Now this was stamped in Petunia Pop, and the flower was die cut with the Melon Mambo, the same color as the card base. Now the last thing we're gonna do is use these Celebration sequins, and they are so versatile. I'm gonna go ahead and open my new pack just because I wanna use some of the white. I have gone through a couple of packages already. They go with a lot of our Designer Series papers in the mini catalog and the Celebration catalog. So I'm gonna use 5, make it an odd number, but I wanna put a white one on the flower because I think that will show up the best. Isn't that pretty? Then I'm gonna use one that Berry Burst down at the bottom, and maybe one in Bubble Bath. Barely able to see it, but just adds a little sparkle. And then let's add another Berry Burst at the top. And I picked up one accidentally somewhere. Let me put it back here. Figure out where it goes. It wants to be on the card, so I'll just put it on there. There we go. So now you have 5 sequins. And there's your envelope. And then inside, a place to write your message. So simple card using 3 Celebration products. And here's a supply list. I'll leave it on here just for a few seconds so you can see. You can always do a screenshot of it. And MC just stands for Mini Catalog AC, Annual Catalog, not air conditioning. And if it says SAB, that's for Celebration. And again, Celebration is free with the minimum $60 purchase. Now the die and the stamp set, this was free with a $120 purchase because you're getting a larger value product there. So just take a screenshot of this and it tells you all of the supplies used. Generally when I shop, I just tell people to go to my blog and then click on Shop Now, and then you can use the search feature, just type Celebration product. And then you can filter it by newest first or by price, whatever you want to do to find that product. It makes it a little bit easier. So I appreciate you tuning in. My name is Janice Waitman. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator 29.5 years. And this is the name of my blog, www.stampaholics.com. And there's my email, w8mn@comcast.net. And every Monday night on my Facebook group for my customers, I do a Facebook Live with a demonstration. And that's on the Facebook group Stampaholics Stampers-Customer Group. So I'd love to have you join us if you're not already a member of that group. I do have monthly classes and retreats. And we do have a big stamp class, well, stamp camp in Huntley, Illinois. And that's probably about an hour and a half north of Chicago, about 45 minutes south of Rockford. And I do quarterly virtual bingo and paper shares whenever there's a launch of a new catalog. So stay tuned. Make sure you're on my mailing list so you stay up to date on all the latest and the greatest. Take care and happy stamping.